Hi, I'm Philippa Robb and I'm a broadcast journalist. I work in radio, national, local and international radio. It's an absolutely fantastic medium. In my career as a broadcast journalist, I have done long and short form programmes. So I've done everything from putting together news bulletins, 2-minute news bulletins, to putting together 1-hour daily programmes and putting together my own 15-minute weekly programme, which will be a long form programme. You work to different deadlines, but crucially as a journalist, you have to be able to meet a deadline and not miss a deadline. If you miss the deadline, you miss the broadcast and that's it, the story just isn't going to get out. On a daily basis, putting together an hour-long news programme that goes out to the United States, for instance, at 10 o'clock UK time, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time in the UK, I would get into the office at 5 o'clock in the morning, put together sort of papers as a senior producer for the team. The team would arrive at 6, including the editor, all the way down to the broadcast assistant, and then at 7 o'clock the presenter would arrive. We would need to brief the presenter. We'd have our first production meeting at 7:30. We'd be hitting the phones at 8, we'd be pulling the programme together, speaking to a number of sources around the world, and at 10 o'clock we would have to be in the studio, on air at 10 for an hour, off at 11, production meeting at 11:30, lunch for an hour, and then back hitting the phones until 3 in the afternoon, and then we start the process the next day. Working on a long form programme, a 15-minute programme, works to different deadlines, but still you're working to deadlines and you can't miss those deadlines. You have to produce your own work, you write your own work, you research your own work, and you edit your own work as you go along with other team members, but primarily you're working on your own, which is a skill you have to have in radio, ability to work on your own and work as part of a team.
It sounds like you've got to be a bit of a generalist in the latter role that you described.
What, working on your own?
Writing, editing, doing everything yourself in the longer form programs.
In the longer form programs, you need to have a really wide variety of skills. You have to be able to work on your own, to keep yourself company, to keep yourself motivated and going when you've been calling the 10th, 15th or 20th person to ask them to comment or to contribute just even a soundbite to your 15-minute programme, and nobody's going to do it because either they don't like the topic or they're all away on a conference or whatever, and you just have to keep on doing it, gleaning that information until you find that one person. But there is also great teamwork in putting the 15-minute programme together. You will go in with your own work that has gone through an editor, so there is another set of eyes that's gone through, but then you'll work with a team, you'll work with an engineer who will be recording you and somebody else who's going to be cutting your work down. So it's not all kind of working on your own.
Okay. And what kind of person, if you were recruiting for a team member, what sort of person makes a good broadcast journalist?
A good broadcast journalist needs to be tenacious, needs to be confident, needs to be motivated, needs to be focused, needs to be accurate and able to hit a deadline in sometimes the most trying of circumstances. And you need to be cool and calm and focused, and you need to have the ability to cut through everything that's going on around you, and there can be a lot of stuff that's going on around you. Just to give you an example, you can have weeks where you'll have nothing going on at all, and those can be incredibly hard news days because you have to generate your own news. So you can be sitting there and you can be bashing the phones and really dragging yourself to get a 1-hour programme together, and then suddenly, boom, one day the world can change, as it does in situations like, for example, September the 11th, 2001. The world completely changed in, half an hour? And suddenly you're not only filling a programme, but you've got a whole load of deadlines, you don't know what the story's what's happening with the story, it's all unfolding, and you've got to somehow keep yourself focused and calm and collected whilst, quite literally, the world is falling apart around you.